D'Angelo, the first quarter for you last night, you score 11 straight, and I know there was a game, 2 games against Memphis, where you had their 8 or 9 point stretches in a row. What about this team structure allows you to kind of, when you're feeling it, go for it? And I guess, does that apply to other people on this team? If you have the hot hand, just continue to find your spots.
I just think it goes back to how good Bron and AD are. You know, they have to continue to put bodies on those guys, continue to put the best 2 defenders on those guys to try to eliminate what they got going on. It just allows me to kind of flow in and create opportunities for myself and other guys.
At one point, you had 21 points, and Steph and Clay had 21 points combined, and you had a higher efficiency. Going into this series, obviously you're facing 2 of the best guards, you know, the Hall of Famers. What if you put your personal responsibility on yourself for this series?
Well, just embracing the challenge. Obviously, you know who you're competing against. You know how good those guys are and where they stand in this league, the success they've had. To be in a position to compete at the highest level and match your craft against theirs, I would say, and try to get the win at the end of the day. I mean, I'm taking myself any day of the week, you know, just having that confidence going into it. And then you make a few shots, you know, it allows you to feel even more confident about it. So knowing who they are, what they bring to the table, trying to limit what they do, just like they're trying to limit what we do, and get the win in the result.
During this playoff run, what have you learned about LeBron James' preparation that's helped you and the other guys, you think?
Preparation for sure. I said it last night, actually, just being able to brush shoulders with some of the greatest players and being a sponge to it and just taking whatever they have to offer and recognizing what they do to be great in this league. Everybody has something different, that niche or whatnot, and Bron's niche has always been prepared for what's next. A lot of guys' niche is shooting the ball, working hard, out-rebounding guys, whatever. Bron's a film junkie, he's a basketball junkie, he's a leader junkie, like he's all of the above. So to be able to watch it front row, it's almost like a cheat code. Ladies first, man. No, I'm just playing.
But yeah, when AD was playing like he was last night, just how much of a difference is that on the floor for you guys, and also how much of that is a mismatch for opposing teams to try to stop?
It's huge. It's huge. It's huge for our group. Offense can be an exciting factor of the game to where it gets other guys going and it becomes a contagious factor as well. Then when you do it on the defensive end, it allows guys to get out running, and then you see the dunks and you see the show, but you see the crowd kind of getting involved. So defense kind of fuels that as well.
You spoke about last night, you spoke about teams putting their best 2 defenders on AD and LeBron. How much do you feel still being new to this team that really opens the offense up for you and the rest of the players?
It definitely does. Obviously, I think it could go well for anybody. You got guys like Reeves and Schroeder and guys like that are on the floor out there as well. I might not have it going, and I might not be the guy to take advantage of that opportunity. But you got other guys that are more than capable to get themselves going or to make things easier for other guys too.
What struck you about the way Darvin's navigated these playoffs as a first-year head coach?
His adjustments. Obviously, the playoffs is all about adjustments, and what game the game presents for the next game, you have to allow it to present itself and take advantage of it. And he's putting us in the best position to kind of thrive in that. If that's shortening the rotation, if that's limited minutes, whatever it may be, you got to respect it. And it's the results. We're in the second round, going to game 4, and we have an opportunity to do something special.
Speaking of adjustments, Lonnie hadn't played all that much for the last several months, and he got first quarter minutes, 25 minutes total in game 3. Just as a teammate, to see a guy kind of go from not getting playing time to having an impact, like how does that compute with you? Is it something that kind of like lifts the locker room a little bit? And then just what do you think of Lonnie's performance?
Honestly, I want to give him his flowers because my locker's next to his. So when I first got here, before I got here, he was starting. He was dominating the team. He was dominating the league from the Lakers. When you looked at the scouting report, obviously you got LeBron and AD, but he was that X factor that you kind of really had to pay attention to. And for him to go into his spirits to be that high and to be locked into the season and want to showcase what he's what he's capable of, and you watch it and then you see his role change throughout that process, and for him to keep his spirits high and his energy high and to be as positive as he is, I think that allowed him to be ready for that opportunity, versus you see a lot of young players come into the league and coach may do this or a few players may say something and it throws them off their track. And then when they get that next opportunity, they're still dwelling about that and they're not prepared for it. So to see him kind of go through what he's been through and to come out on top with that positive energy, I can't do anything but give him flowers for that.
Still on adjustments, I think that, Draymond was like the main defender on AD. Was that one of the best kind of adjustments to kind of attack him and make him put him in fouling positions to kind of get him in foul trouble early?
I don't know. Draymond's a smart defender, so as far as making him do anything, he knows what he's doing. He's seen everything. But also knowing that he's a vocal point of their defense too, knowing that if you beat a guy, he's the first guy to step up. If you get out in a transition, he's the guy hustling back to get that deflection. Like, he's that guy for them. So to kind of, I don't know, if he's in foul trouble, we can't really be on the floor. Just things like that. If you're attacking him, it's hard for him to get that rhythm going or how to stop guys. And if you got 5 guys out there that are aggressive, that's hard for any defense to stop.
Last 2.
What's really been impressive to me about you in this playoffs is your ability to get downhill, playing in the mid-range too as well. And then also, like, when they clear sides, you're able to play in the ISO and then get downhill, get an easy lay. We saw that a lot of times last game. Have you and Darvin been talking a lot about getting downhill and playing in the mid-range?
I mean, it's just what's open, honestly. When you watch the game, it presents something different every night. If your mind's kind of made up on what you want to do or what you got planned, you can have a tough night trying to do that. So for me, just coming out, being aggressive, knowing that some nights it's going to be passing, some nights it's going to be scoring, getting downhill, some nights it's going to be mid-range, some nights it's going to be threes. It's just being able to control the game and impact winning from any lane you can present. Like, if I can come out and get 15 assists and never have to shoot the ball, and that's what the game's presenting, I'm more than happy to do that. So it's just, I don't know, mastering your craft, knowing what's there and what's not there.
Last question.
Just following up on Jordan's question, like, you had that one move where you got Clay up in the air, spun around, hit the shot like that. I mean, that's a shot where you got to be real confident in your game to kind of hit that. Like, what kind of allows you to get yourself to a point where that's how you're feeling in the middle of a game like that?
I mean, you see a few go in. Obviously, you play a lot of games throughout the year, so when you see some of the shots you shoot every night go in, you can set yourself up for a big quarter, big night, big half, or whatnot. So for me, knowing that I can get hot at any time and the moves, the shots that I take are shots that I work on a daily. It's just trusting the craft and keeping that confidence high.
Obviously, game by game, what can you do to kind of keep him consistently at those high levels?
I mean, the biggest thing for me is for us to come out with a mindset to bet. Everything that happens. more, who hasn't won, what access to work in, different people. We have a ton of different guys who can all step up and have big nights. So I'm not worried about how we're going to score. But defensively, just as long as we're on point defensively, starting with him, you know, people just they make those comments because of the numbers and feeling like he's not aggressive. But there are things that they're doing within their defense to try to slow him down as well. So it is what it is. But as long as he's right defensively, you know, his activity, blocking shots, being great in the pick and roll D, on the glass, you know, I'm fine with it.
Coaching playoffs a lot of times are about adjustments, but when you have a game so dominant on defense, are there any major adjustments that need to be made ahead of game 4?
No, I just think you wait to see, you know, how they come out, and as you read the game, you have different options in your back pocket that you can go to if need be, you know, based on who they play within their rotation, what actions are they trying to run, how are they guarding us. You just have to be prepared with different options and audibles in your package.
One of the adjustments you did make was going to Lonnie and that kind of and Troy's playing in that wing. Malik, I know, was playing earlier in the year. And what made you want to pick Lonnie and have him ready to go? And what do you think of how he performed?
I mean, just having another athletic wing who can score at all 3 levels, really don't have to run actions for him. We have. But he's a guy that can get you 20 points without calling one play for him. The other piece of trying to be successful versus the Warriors is not only you guarding them and trying to hold them to one possession, but also you being able to score. And so Lonnie definitely brings that element. He's a two-way player. You know, he guard. Just watch film. He has some great clips and segments in the game where he really guarded well. And, you know, when we need him to make a shot, he can make a shot and he can create off the dribble as well. So there's no knock. You know, our guys around here, as you see right now, we're having a little stay ready group workout for the low and no minute guys. But I feel comfortable if we had to go to Beach, go back to Troy, whoever. Like, these guys do a great job of keeping themselves ready to be able to step in and contribute.
How much of game 2, as lopsided as it was in the fourth quarter of game 2, how much of game 2, if any, played a role in the decision to give Lonnie a look? I
mean, the whole entire season played a role in it, not just game 2. I mean, it's just him being here, you know, he was our third leading scorer at one point. So we know the talent, the capability is all there. And it's just a matter of him getting the shot, us giving him a look, and he was ready.
Defensively, what worked so well against Draymond to get him in that kind of early foul trouble?
I mean, just us being aggressive and playing with force, and AD, you know, not settling for jump shots, just going downhill.
Coach. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead, Dave. You got to go. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, you had to make a decision like that with Lonnie. How far in advance are you telling him to allow him to kind of get, you know, ramped up mentally for that role?
I mean, you talk to him, you pull him to the side. I think maybe I said something to him the day before and then doubled down on it after we had our film of game 2. And he's ready. You know, he's been out here kicking butt and to stay ready and really, again, being a pro that he is. Going hard in the weight room, getting his individual workouts, his group workouts. So, and he was a starter for us at one point. So my confidence in him never wavered. It's just different combination of guys that we wanted to take a look at while we were going through our process of getting to this point.
Defensively, really impressed with how you guys play defensively. One transition when Draymond would get the rebound, you guys had someone press up on him, eliminated that, and then also you did the adjustment, having Austin start on Steph. And then you guys switched everything, and then also with AD, you had him in drop coverage. You guys did a really good job in that. How did you feel about the transition defense and also the switching on defensively too?
I thought we did well. We went out and transition was a big piece coming into this series. Thought we didn't do such a good job in game 2, but we definitely did a good job last night. And just our activity, you know, when you're switching guys, it's not just what's happening, you know, playing on the ball in a pick and roll DHO, it's off the ball as well. Guys being aware and tuned in to what's going on away from the ball. So in the last pieces, you know, we got to do a better job defensive rebounding, and that's our next challenge.
When it comes to navigating playoff series,
Who are some of the guys that you've worked for in the past that kind of gave you the building blocks to be able to do this?
Was really just one guy. I mean, when we came in here, Mike Brown, we got to the second round our first year here, but that was a weird year because it was a lockout year. We only played 66 games. Ended up losing to that young OKC team with KD, Russ, James Harden, those guys in the second round. And then the next year, Mike D'Antoni just taking over. Unfortunately, Mike Brown got fired. And then we go through the season, and that was the year Kobe tore his Achilles. So we limp into a playoff series against the San Antonio Spurs as the 8th seed. And then the next 9 years, being with Bud, I think we only missed the playoffs when I was working for him maybe once. And the whole time I was with him, and I think I was 17, 18 in Atlanta. But just going through the details, really understanding your opponent and what they like to do and what they don't like to do, and developing an initial coverage, a counter, and then an escape plan, if you will. And also knowing, the combination of players that fit from series to series. Understanding your rotation, understanding your coverages, and understanding what you want to execute offensively. And, a lot of that came from Bud. I was with him for 9 years.
You almost have to go 7 deep with a plan to anticipate a 7-game series because you're going to do this and they're going to counter and you're going to counter.
Yeah.
Back and forth.
I think once you get to a certain point within a series, then there's no more fooling anyone. It's just who does what they do the best. Who has the energy, the effort, and the urgency in terms of the little bit. How you're running in transition, how you get back in defensive transition. Are you setting good screens? Are you playing downhill with force? Are you controlling the glass? Are you controlling the free throw line? Those things become important over trying to trick them with some type of play, some rogue defense. The more you get deeper into a playoff series, headed towards 7 games, it's just the more disciplined you have to be and really consistent with the little things in your tangible.
Does that point vary?
Stay up and they get ready. We're going to need you. When you had that conversation, what was it like for you to put yourself mentally that, okay, I'm back, it's a big playoff game and it's TV?
Just understanding my role and what I'm there for. It's been up and down, and just staying prepared. I'm having great teammates as far as the stay ready guys and Shaq and Cole and Scotty. So it wasn't as hard as a transition as it seemed to be, just because I've been in the gym night in and night out. So once he told me, I just knew what I had the chance to do, the opportunity that has finally presented itself, and that I've been manifesting for so long. So I was dialed in before he even told me, honestly.
What's it like staying in mentally? There's a skill work and everything, and you're a pro, but to go from the year that you had and to be out the rotation and you're jumping in the middle of the playoff series, there's a mental toll that comes with that. How did you manage it?
Just mental fortitude, man. I mean, to say the least, I've been through hell and back, especially growing up in my lifetime. So to have some type of adversity of not playing a game that I love, it was hard, but it's not too hard. I'm in love with this game. I'm obsessed with this game, and most importantly, I'm only 24, so what's yet to become always keeps me optimistic in life. So taking it day to day, giving it the best I can, and understanding, once my time is called, once my number is called, just being ready. Can't make no excuses, At the end of the day, no one else is gonna feel bad for you. So you gotta go out there and play.
What was the moment yesterday when you felt like you was in the game? You felt like, all right,
to begin with, honestly, before I even touched that court, I was already locked in and ready. I wanted to win, but I've been dying to play in the playoffs. I've been dying to play in an atmosphere like that. The brighter the lights, the brighter the diamonds for me. So I'm always ready to play.
Capitalized on your opportunity. How did it feel last night?
Like a dream. Truthfully speaking, I didn't go to sleep till 4 or 5 in the morning last night. I could not go to sleep. My girl was pretty pissed off at me, but I was really happy, man. I've been thinking about this for so dang long, and for it to pan out the way it did, and for us to win, I can thank no one but the man upstairs for keeping me ready and keeping me prepared.
When you weren't playing, what did you see that you could possibly do to help the team? Did that manifest itself in the game last night?
Absolutely. I didn't see anything that I could have added. I think I was just another role player that could help the team if needed be. And I just know what my capabilities are on the defensive end and the offensive end. So that I can score a plethora of different ways, 3-level score, and on the defensive side, as far as my athleticism and strength and speed, I can keep up with the best of them. But it's all about being disciplined and locked in and understanding who I'm guarding and what I'm supposed to be doing. So that's all part of growth. And being around Bron, AD, and so many great players, every single day I'm learning something new every day.
You played something like 27 minutes in the playoffs total heading into the night, and you played 25 last night. Was that a toll on your wind, or had you kept yourself up where you could handle that?
Thank God. I mean, it had its little moments. I mean, guarding Steph, I don't care who you are. It's not the funnest thing to do. But I was ready. Like I said, with the stay ready group, Tristan, Shaq, Cole, Scotty, what's going on and on. We've been in the gym night in and night out, competing against each other, having our own kind of playoffs, stay ready thing. So it's been really good, and I think the transition, because of that, really made it, not so hard.
Lonnie, do you feel like the time in San Antonio has helped you for now? Because even at the start of this year, you talked about growth and opportunity, and it's the same thing that you're talking about now. And we saw, like, during your San Antonio time when you got minutes, you contributed. You averaged 20-some points in a span where you played big minutes. Do you feel like that's helped you in situations like this, staying ready, or no?
For sure. In this game, it can get tricky. A lot of players sometimes always question the game as to why it might be the way it is, why they're not getting minutes, why they're not playing, why they are playing, whatever it may be. But most importantly, you just got to compete and stay ready. Like I said earlier, nobody's going to feel bad for you. If I was to go out there and play bad, then the persona is going to be what it's going to be. So understanding what's at hand and taking it day to day. You can only be as great as you were yesterday, and you can build from that. So I think most importantly, as an individual and as a player, and what I want to become, is just understanding the destiny and what it takes to get to that point. And it all comes with a lot of sacrifices and time, and just never weather, man. You gotta learn how to dance in the storm.
What was your daily routine? Because I've known your routines have been starting off very early. What's been your routine during this time, the whole time?
Honestly, waking up, meditating, manifesting.
What time?
Not too early this time, but
Okay.
usually around 7:30.
Okay.
Then I get here, I'm with AB, we get some work in, lifting, and I'm on the court to shoot. And we're usually doing film, and then I got a massage afterwards and whatnot. So I've been sticking with my routine, staying with it, and just not making no excuses, man. Just taking everything in the chin, understanding what I got to do, and just be ready.
What ways do you feel like you've either grown or evolved as a player over the course of this year compared to the player you were in San Antonio?
I think by the year, personally, I've been getting better, statistically and professionally and physically, in my opinion, from my rookie year to now. Even to the beginning of this year was one of the best basketball I've played in this league, and it showed what I was capable within the 30 games that I was, starting and whatnot. So, little by little, I've been honestly been able to say I can see growth, and that's the best part of it, is just understanding that there's so much more to the game that I'm still willing to learn. There's so much more sacrifice that I got to do to get to the point where I want to get to. But the clock don't stop here. I think I'll be in the league for at least 5 to 10 more years, and every year I'm expecting to come back better, come back stronger, more wiser, and to the point to where people know who my name is all around the league.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you.